Have you ever felt just completely overwhelmed by financial advice?
Oh, definitely.
Like there's this secret language, numbers and strategies everyone else gets, but you're just paddling hard to stay afloat.
Yeah, or maybe you just really want to understand what wealth actually is beyond, the figure in your bank account.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving deep into a book that promises to sort of cut through all that noise.
Get right to the heart of it.
Yeah, get to the heart of what truly drives our financial lives. We're talking about Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. It's incredibly insightful.
That's huge, right? Not just some niche guide.
Not at all. It's a global phenomenon, sold something like 8 million copies worldwide, which, that tells you something about its impact. It's clearly struck a chord.
It really has. And what's fascinating here, I think, is that this deep dive, it isn't about giving you hot stock tips or complex calculations.
Right, no spreadsheets today?
No, none of that. Our mission really is to explore how our emotions, our day-to-day decisions, even our patience, how all that profoundly impacts your financial future, way beyond just the numbers. It really hammers home that building wealth isn't just about what you earn. It's fundamentally about how you interact with money.
Yeah.
On a psychological level.
Exactly. And the book kicks off with this perfect little story that shows just that. Imagine two friends.
Okay.
Okay, so friend number one earns, say, 50,000 rupees a month, lives pretty simply, manages their money carefully, and after 15 years, they're a millionaire.
Wow.
Now, friend number two, they earn 2 lakh rupees a month. Sounds much better, right?
In surface, yeah.
They're changing their car every 6 months, buying new laptops, phones, all on EMI, taking fancy foreign trips every year. You know, the type.
Living the high life, it seems.
Totally. But after their same 15 years, they're still waiting for that monthly paycheck, just trying to keep up.
Oof. That's a really stark contrast, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is. It immediately shows you it's not just about the size of the paycheck. It's really about how you handle the money you have. It's a mind game.
Not just a numbers game.
Exactly.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the core insight here is that money really isn't just about the figures on a page.
Right.
It's so deeply tangled up with our emotions, the choices we make every single day, and maybe most importantly, our patience.
Things they definitely don't teach in school or college.
Not usually, no. They might cover, economics 101, but not this human side of finance. And yet, this human element, this real game, as Housel calls it, that's what truly shapes your financial path.
That leads perfectly into the next big question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you listening right now think true wealth is? Because when you hear wealthy, I bet a lot of us immediately picture,
Luxury cars.
Yeah.
Massive houses.
Yeah, exotic holidays. That's the image we're constantly sold.
But Morgan Housel, he offers a different definition, a much more, I think, profound one. He says true wealth isn't about the flashy stuff. It's about freedom. Specifically, the ability to control your own time. Think about it.
Okay.
Imagine waking up on a Monday. No alarm blares. You just wake up. Maybe you turn off the alarm with a smile because you don't need it.
Ah, the dream.
Right. You get up, zero stress. You look outside. Maybe it's raining. You fancy a cup of tea. So you calmly go make one, sit on your balcony, watch the rain.
And no phone buzzing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No stress about rushing to the office. No manager calling for a meeting. No work WhatsApp group asking why you're late.
That picture. Yeah, that says a lot.
It really does.
Yeah.
Housel uses that to show his point. True wealth isn't the stuff. It's the ultimate luxury controlling your most valuable asset, your time.
That's a powerful way to frame it. And it's not just a nice idea, is it? There's research behind it.
Absolutely. Supporting research actually shows that the biggest source of happiness in life often comes from feeling in control of your time and your life.
Which is financial freedom, essentially.
That's the core of it. It's that state where your money starts working for you, instead of you constantly grinding just to make money.
So you get to decide.
You get to decide how to spend your day, who you spend it with, what you actually focus on. But, and this is key, getting there takes more than just earning.
You have to manage it, save it.
You have to learn to manage and save effectively, build that freedom brick by brick over time.
Okay, now here's a thought that might challenge what most people think.
Right.
We focus so much on getting rich, making that pile of money.
That's the usual goal, yeah. Accumulation.
But the book suggests that staying rich, that's actually harder.
Yeah.
And maybe more important than just getting rich in the first place.
Well, we see proof of that all the time, don't we?
Yeah, like lottery winners. You hear those stories from the U.S. all the time.
Or even here, like winners from Konbanega Kurapati.
Exactly. They get this sudden, huge windfall, massive wealth, but then...
Often they end up right back where they started, financially speaking. Or sometimes even worse off.
But why? Why does that happen?
Well, because they often lack the know-how, the discipline, the mindset to actually stay rich.
That's a really crucial point. Because when sudden money shows up, what's the first instinct?
Usually it's either thinking about how to grow it even faster, maybe taking big risks, or probably more common.
How to spend it.
Exactly. How to spend it, enjoy it. Very few people immediately prioritize how to protect that newfound wealth.
So financial literacy isn't just about investing.
Not at all. True financial literacy is key to staying rich. And that involves understanding and putting safeguards in place. The source highlights a few essentials.
Like what?
First, an emergency fund. You need that cushion, right? Maybe 6 to 12 months of your living expenses saved up for the unexpected.
Makes sense.
What else?
Okay.
Second, health insurance. Absolutely vital. You don't want one medical emergency to just wipe out everything you've built.
God, no. That happens too often.
It does. And third, term insurance. This is about protecting your family. It acts as a safety net, making sure they're okay financially if something happens to you.
So their lifestyle, the bills, they can still manage.
Exactly. It ensures they can manage in your absence.
And the book actually mentions specific examples of these protective tools, right? Like term plans.
Yes, it references plans like the Axis Max Life Smart Term Plan Plus as an example of how you can build that safety net proactively. It talks about features like exit benefits if your situation changes, or really solid claim settlement options, things designed for peace of mind.
So it's not just about the big number, the coverage amount.
No, what's really essential, and what products like that demonstrate, is understanding that term insurance is fundamentally about protection. A deep act of protection.
Protecting your family's future.
Ensuring their lifestyle is preserved, the bills get paid, their financial safety net stays strong, even if you're not there. It's really a cornerstone of a sound financial plan.
Okay, let's pivot slightly. Let's get a bit more personal. Do you listening think your financial decisions are purely logical?
Like all spreadsheets and calculations.
Yeah. Income minus expenses, ROI, CAGR, all that jargon. The book says probably not. It suggests maybe 90% of our financial decisions are actually driven by emotion.
That sounds high, but maybe true.
Well, think about this generational example it gives. Maybe your parents, they might scold you for easily spending, say, 1,000 rupees online. But they themselves might really struggle to spend even 100 rupees on something they need or want. Does that sound familiar?
It does actually. So why the difference? This raises an important question. What's the emotional logic there?
Well, it's rooted in their experiences, right? Our parents' generation, many of them grew up when India was a much poorer country. GDP growth was maybe 2–3%, jobs were scarce.
Money felt very precious, hard-earned, uncertain.
Exactly, which naturally led to extreme caution, maybe even hoarding. Whereas our generation, many of us grew up in a much faster-growing economy.
IT salaries booming. Even daily wages going up significantly.
Right, even a daily wage earner might make 500 rupees a day now. So earning money, for many, feels less like a constant struggle.
And that ease of earning can translate into an easier approach to spending.
It often does. Or think about the stock market. Why do so many parents fear it?
Is it purely logical analysis?
Probably not. It's often because they lived through and saw widespread news about major scams, Harshad Mehta, Ketan Parekh.
Ah, okay. Those names trigger a certain feeling.
Right. Those events embedded an emotional belief that the stock market is just risky gambling. They saw the scary headlines, and that perception stuck.
So their caution isn't illogical for them. It's an emotional response shaped by their history.
Precisely. Now, speaking of things often misunderstood, let's talk about compounding, what Einstein apparently called the eighth wonder of the world.
Ah, yes, the magic of compounding. But it's often missed by people chasing quick wins, right?
Totally. So many people want to double their money in like 6 months or a year. They take huge risks.
And then what happens?
The market dips, volatility hits, and boom, they pull everything out. They panic and run. They just don't get compounding.
And that impatience is exactly why many never build real long-term wealth. The book breaks it down well, doesn't it?
Yeah, the example is simple but powerful. Imagine you invest 1 lakh rupees, and let's say it earns a 20% annual return.
Okay.
First year. You only gain 20,000 rupees. Seems small, right?
Pretty insignificant compared to the effort, maybe, You can see why people get impatient.
Definitely. They start looking for shortcuts. But if you just let that 1 lakh compound at 20% year after year, see, for 20, maybe 25 years,
What happens then?
it eventually grows to 1 crore rupees.
Wow.
And here's where it gets really interesting. At that point, when you have 1 crore, that same 20% return means an annual gain of 20 lakh rupees.
Which is 20 times the gain you saw in that very first year.
Exactly. The real magic happens much later, over time.
The Warren Buffett story illustrates this perfectly, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. He started investing super young, like 13.
And it took him how long for the first billion?
56 years. A lifetime, practically. He hit his first $1 billion at age 56.
Okay, so decades of patience. But then?
Then, things accelerated like crazy. His net worth went from $1 billion to $2.4 billion in just 2 years, by age 58.
Doubled it in 2 years after taking 56 for the first billion. Amazing.
And now, his current net worth is around $160 billion. And get this, it apparently went up by $30 billion in just the last 8 months alone.
Wait, seriously? 30 billion in 8 months.
That's the power. Think about that contrast. 56 years for the first billion, then just 8 months for the latest 30 billion. It's just mind-blowing exponential growth over the very long term.
It really drives home that Einstein quote the source mentions, compounding truly is the eighth wonder. Understanding it, really understanding it and embracing it. It's absolutely crucial for genuine financial progress. It's about patient, steady growth, not these overnight lottery wins.
Okay, let's bring it back to our own lives. Think about when you're young, maybe 21, 22, first job, making, 20,000 rupees.
Right.
You might manage to save 10,000 of that. That's 50% savings. Pretty good.
Very good.
Then your salary grows, maybe to 30,000. You might push savings even higher, 60, 70%. And when you're young, your risk tolerance might be sky high.
Yeah, maybe dabbling in options trading, investing in small cap stocks, seeing those exciting 22, 24% returns sometimes.
And you think, okay, this is it. I'll just keep doing this. I'll get rich fast.
But life rarely stays that simple, does it?
Not at all. That approach often isn't sustainable long term. Life changes dramatically.
By the time you hit, say, 28 or 30,
you might be married, maybe have kids. Suddenly your expenses shoot up. Your responsibilities aren't just about you anymore.
it's about the family.
Right. And trying to stick to those old, aggressive savings habits or maintain those high-risk investments.
It just leads to stress, maybe even depression, because it's just not realistic anymore.
This is why the book stresses adaptability. It might be your biggest financial asset.
You have to accept that things change. Your savings rate will fluctuate. Your risk tolerance will likely decrease.
So you need to adjust your strategy.
Exactly. As responsibilities grow, maybe you shift away from those high-risk small-cap stocks
Towards what?
towards more stable options. Maybe funds that invest in a mix of company sizes, called FlexiCap, or funds focusing on larger established companies, large-cap funds.
And this adaptability, it isn't just about investments, is it?
No, it's about continuous learning across the board. Like if you don't learn about AI now, you risk getting left behind in your career.
Or if you always thought FDs and real estate were the only safe havens.
And you refuse to learn about how the stock market works today, you're not adapting. And failing to adapt, that means you risk being replaced or just falling further and further behind.
That's a really crucial insight. It makes you think about how easy it is to get stuck, and maybe even more dangerous is trying to play someone else's game, right?
Oh, absolutely. The source points this out clearly.
Yeah.
So many people try to copy trading strategies or investment ideas they hear about.
Without understanding the backstory.
Exactly. Without understanding the years of research, the trial and error, the, frankly, emotional pain and tolerance that went into developing that strategy for that person.
It happens with lifestyle stuff, too, doesn't
All
it?
the time. You see a neighbor buy an expensive car, or a friend gets the latest iPhone.
And you feel that pressure, that need to keep up, to copy them.
But you almost never understand their full financial picture. Maybe they bought it outright, no EMI. Maybe they're a business owner.
Right. And for them, that fancy car is a business expense.
Yeah, it could come with depreciation benefits, tax advantages, input credits, things you wouldn't get as an individual buyer.
So copying that purchase without the same context.
It could lead to real financial pain for you. There really are no shortcuts to building wealth. You have to pay the fee.
Okay, the fee. Let's talk about that. Because everyone wants high returns with no risk, right?
The dream. Risk-free high returns. Doesn't really exist.
The book uses a great analogy here. If you have a wound, healing it properly might need an operation, some short-term pain, maybe discomfort, for long-term recovery.
Rather than just letting it fester.
Right. Letting it fester means continuous low-level long-term pain. The market's fee is like that operation.
What is the fee specifically?
It's the stress, the
Right.
volatility, the tension of watching your investments go up and down day by day. That's the short-term pain you pay.
For the potential long-term gain. Take Netflix, for example.
Okay.
Between 2002 and 2018, the stock went up. Wait for it. 35,000%.
35,000%. That's insane.
It is. But here's the kicker, the fee part. For 94% of that entire period, Netflix stock was trading below its previous all-time high.
94% of the time. So most of the time it felt like it wasn't going anywhere or was even losing.
Precisely. Think about someone who bought at 100 rupees, saw it go up to 150, then dip back to 130. If they got scared and sold at 130.
They missed out on that massive, massive long-term growth.
Completely. Or think about Bajaj Finance.
Yeah.
Back in 2008, its share price crashed by 70%. Went from about 4.25 down to 90 pays.
Ouch. People must have panicked.
Many did. Anyone who saw that 70% drop as a permanent loss and sold. They missed its eventual climb all the way up to Hours 8's 8.58.
So that volatility, that huge drop, was the fee for the eventual huge gains.
That's the idea. Without that potential for sharp ups and downs, you get the relative stability of, say, an FD or maybe real estate.
But you also don't get the potential for that kind of significant growth.
Exactly. You trade potential reward for lower volatility.
Okay, and finally, let's touch on optimism versus pessimism, because pessimism often sounds smarter, doesn't it?
It really does.
When the stock market drops 20% or 30%, it's huge news everywhere. Front page headlines, investors lose lakhs of crores. It sounds informed, serious.
That's very true. The media narrative definitely amplifies the negative swings, what you don't see headlines about every single day.
The small gains.
Exactly. The market creeping up 2%, then another 3%, maybe 5%, 6%. These small, consistent gains, they just accumulate quietly over time. They aren't dramatic enough for daily news.
So you don't really notice them happening day to day.
Not really. Which is why, when the market eventually does hit a new all-time high, people are often genuinely surprised. They say, wow, how did it get so high? I didn't even notice.
Because the news cycle was focused on the scary drops along the way.
Right. Pessimism grabs attention, makes for better headlines. But quiet optimism, combined with patience and staying invested, that's usually what delivers the actual long-term returns.
So what does this all mean? Wrapping this up. Our deep dive into the psychology of money really shows that financial success isn't just about crunching numbers.
Not at all. It's profoundly about understanding ourselves.
It's about wanting freedom more than flashy things, realizing that staying rich is tough, maybe tougher than getting rich.
Recognizing how much our emotions steer the ship, often more than logic.
It's about embracing that slow, quiet power of compounding, being adaptable as life throws curveballs.
Playing your own game, not copying others blindly. Accepting volatility as the price of admission, the market's fee.
And learning to see past all the noise, all the pessimism that gets amplified.
Which really raises an important final question, I think. In this world, overflowing with information, conflicting advice, everyone offering perceived shortcuts, just remembering that your relationship with money is deeply personal, deeply emotional. That might be the single most valuable financial insight you can possibly gain.
So maybe the question for you listening is, what personal financial belief or maybe habit do you need to take another look at after this deep dive?
That's a great thought to leave people with.
Definitely something to chew on. We really hope this deep dive encourages you to continue your own exploration of these ideas, these principles, and apply them thoughtfully to your own unique financial journey.